So guys, Nio stock is being jerked around by these earnings from Xpeng's earnings and Li Auto's earnings. So Li Auto's earnings yesterday really pulled everybody down, and over in the Hong Kong market today really pulled everybody down. There's some key takeaways that are really important, and it shows that Nio is doing the right things from Li Auto's earnings and also from Xpeng's earnings today, right? When it was released, that pulled everybody back up. So what's going on? Let's first talk about Li Auto's earnings. So Li Auto's earnings have been a huge disappointment, and their stock was down 22% in Hong Kong, which is terrible, right? Damn, down quite a lot. So what exactly happened? Well, on their transition to EVs, it sort of seems like they have hit a bumpy road. Apparently, their net income was negative, okay? But their total income was actually positive from interest payments. So they put their money in the bank, and that earned them interest, and that was actually able to make them a little bit profitable, which is kind of strange, but it shows that going the traditional pure EV route is actually quite difficult. And they even admitted it on the earnings call that going for the pure EV route without infrastructure is very challenging. So they pushed their pure electric SUVs to next year. And I don't know if you've seen the design of this, because I was quite worried when I saw the design of their pure electric SUVs. It looks very similar to the Li Auto Mega. Take a look. I mean, like, what? I mean, they are keeping that design language, which is very polarizing. Some people like it, some people just absolutely hate it. And I guess that's the way they want to do things. But I think if you have something that's so polarizing, it's going to, sway a lot of people away. It's got to have a good mainstream design that everybody will like. So I don't know about that. I'm going to say this earlier that I'm not too optimistic about this. Just by the design, I don't like that design, all right? And if I had to choose, and I couldn't even choose a Nio, I had to choose this car or some other EV, and I can't choose a Nio, gun to my head, I wouldn't even choose that, all right? Because the design kind of looks off to me. But what's also apparent is they're going to put down a lot of money into infrastructure. They did do that, which really made them lose a lot of money, right? And this is something that Nio's been doing for a long time. So it shows that if you want to sell cars in the pure EV game, you got to have infrastructure, which Nio is the king. Nio is number one in terms of infrastructure. So Li Auto is just realizing that. And even during the auto show, Li Auto CEO sat inside the ET7 with William Li, CEO of Nio, and Li Auto CEO admitted that going pure electric without infrastructure is very tough. You're not going to get many sales. So he knows that, and it's just very apparent that Nio's been doing the right thing all along, all right? So Nio's been incurring all these losses all these years. Li Auto has been profitable all these years. Well, look, when they start building infrastructure, they're also unprofitable now, all right? And also, one interesting takeaway is Li Auto CEO said they got to add 500 to 600 new stores. What? That's a whole lot of stores. And from his point of view, it's very apparent that they got to have the car in front of more customers in order for it to sell. But that's going to really cause more overhead. I mean, there's going to be more Li Auto stores than 7-Elevens. Yeah, that was a joke, by the way. But yeah, so take it for what it's worth. It shows that to sell in the pure EV game, you got to have infrastructure. Nio is king at that. So that's why Nio has been actually selling quite well comparatively, okay, in the pure EV game. And then also unprofitable. Well, Li Auto is also unprofitable going the full EV route. Li Auto Mega has been a big disappointment for a lot of people. It's not really selling that well, right? It's not really selling that well. So, Xpeng's earnings. So, some key takeaways from Xpeng earnings, which I thought was very interesting. They delivered less vehicles, All right, quarter over quarter, they haven't been delivering a lot of vehicles, but they actually earned a ton of money. All right, gross margins increasing mainly from services. So from Volkswagen lump sum payment. And it kind of tells you that selling cars isn't the only way to earn money. Xpeng got what? A billion RMB from Volkswagen lump sum payment for using their tech. So that's absolutely crazy. And Nio's actually got something similar going on. Okay. And of course, 47, we've seen in the public IR release that there is a lump sum payment plus royalties. So that's probably going to show up definitely in the Q1 earnings report. It's probably not going to be like as much as Volkswagen is paying Xpeng. It might be like maybe 50 or 100 million. Probably not that much US dollars. But we'll have to see. All right, 47, they're using Nio's tech to build vehicles. So namely probably using their swap technology and other patents to build cars. And they're paying Nio a lump sum amount and royalties, but they're quite far off from even building their first car. So the royalty part won't kick in until later on. But this gives you a hint at what these partnerships with these other companies could look like. Okay? And when I was confronting Dr. Shinfei, which is the head of Neo Power, I asked him straight on that question. All right, what can we expect in terms of profitability with these partnerships? All right, because they never talk about the profitability of these partnerships. And he said that, well, well, of course, he doesn't disclose anything. He wants us to wait until official IR releases. But he told me it's going to take a few years down the line, 1.5 years for the cars to go to market. But they are indeed using Onvo's battery pack. And it's very possible that Nio is earning some money by just selling them that battery pack, even though everything's still in the development phase. And then even though there might also be a lump sum payment from these guys to Nio, but it is very likely that there's no lump sum payment, and it's just based on royalties, and then they're going to work together, join hand in hand to build these swap stations. I wish Nio was a bit more transparent about what they got from these partnerships monetary wise, and this is something that a lot of you guys also want to see, but we're just going to have to trust that, you know, it's a good deal. Everybody shook their hands on it. So it's definitely something that Nio's not going to lose out on. All right, Nio's not going to be losing money doing this deal. It's definitely going to be earning some money for Nio. Now, the last thing I want to address is some of these articles saying that Nio is paying their suppliers with delayed payments, like it's taking a long time for Nio to pay these suppliers, and somehow that's viewed in a bad light. I mean, there's nothing wrong with these paying their suppliers later on, like 200 some days until paying their suppliers. Some other companies pay their suppliers within 100 days. There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this. And it could also be possible that they just want to have better numbers show up in the Q1 numbers. Q1 numbers could, in fact, show a surprise profit. Although I'm not betting the farm on this, okay? I would say that Nio is still losing money on R&D and stuff like that, but it's nothing too surprising. It's nothing to be concerned about, all right? And just know for a fact that all these partnerships that they got down the line is going to yield good results for Nio in the future, all right? Just like what's happening with Volkswagen and Xpeng. Volkswagen partnership with Xpeng earned them so much money. 1 billion RMB in 1 quarter. Wow, absolutely crazy. Could Nio be seeing a couple of billion from these different battery swap partnerships? Totally possible. All right? But we'll have to wait and see. Okay? So we might get good surprises in the earnings. We might not. It's all up in the air. But just know that it's a net positive. All right? It's a net positive. It's a good thing. All right? They're earning money. That's all that matters. How much, we don't know. But they are earning money. All right? They are using Nio's tech. All right? Down the line, Nio's going to be earning royalties, heavy royalties from everybody. Just know that. Okay? So the stock goes up, stock goes down. Long term, we are still good. All right? As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.